last week, what you couldn't 2 weeks ago, what you couldn't understand was I wasn't at the board meeting. I was a guest of Brigadier General Loretta Reynolds at Parris Island, the Marine Corps recruiting depot at Parris Island, South Carolina. Brigadier General Reynolds and her staff had invited a number of people down from the area to go and see what the story is on how the Marines recruit and what they do with recruits these days. It is interesting. It is, I will be candid, my perspective on Marines, not Marines, but on the recruiting practices historically weren't the most complimentary. I grew up in a time when the Marines was often an alternative to doing something which was more onerous, such as problems with law. Not being an attorney, that problems with jail. You know, go to jail or go to Marines. That was what it was, or may have been at one time. It's not that anymore. I was very impressed to see the quality and the level of the people they recruit now. They are more selective. It's just a different Marine Corps than it was. It is interesting to see them. Obviously, the majority of the people the recruits are, 18 and under 20. They do take them as old as 27 and 28, if somebody's interested. What's unique about it, to my way of thinking at this point, is, or different than what I thought, was they do have a much greater focus on education. One, you do need to be a high school graduate, and two, there are a number of benefits for being there that attribute to education, either while you're in or when you get out. It's certainly not an easy task. We had an opportunity. There were about 29 other educators from Pennsylvania with me, well, 29 educators and me and another board member from another district. It is interesting, and I have come back and talked to Mr. Klein. I will be interested in following up just to understand what our relationship is with other branches of service. So that's where I was. It's really, short summary, it's not the Marine Corps that I had thought of. Certainly, it is still training young men and women to be warriors, and those men and women will be in harm's way at some point. It's a job, everybody, it's a job that somebody does, and we all seem to appreciate it. But certainly an eye-opening experience. I also learned after watching the obstacle course that I am not 18, and I could not do what they do. So, if you want information, so say what?
Could you have done it at 18?
Of course. I was much skinnier. Let's just leave it at that. I had much less to carry up and down the obstacles at that point than I do now. It is impressive. I actually had the opportunity to have lunch, to continue for a moment, with a local person, not of our school district, but out of Yardley, who had had graduated, had tried college, didn't work out, was working retail, didn't see it going anywhere, and we saw her tomorrow. That person will be in the graduation ceremony down there. It really is amazing when you watch these people. We got to spend a little time with people throughout the 12 weeks, at different stages in their 12-week progression. And it is hard to imagine that the people we're looking at who are graduating were, just 12 weeks ago, the people we were looking at as they came off the buses in the middle of the night. And I just have one last reminder, which is, I don't know why the Marines have to start everything at 5 o'clock in the morning. This was really alien to me. But it was interesting. I'll share with anybody else more. And I think Mark is going to arrange for me to meet with some of our people in the district just to understand what our relationship is with some of the other military recruiting practices.
And I would be remiss if I didn't add on to one of your comments with regards to the stereotyping that Marines have all going towards crime. I don't find that funny at all, because my husband is a Marine. My husband also sits on the executive board in Washington with the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. He's a graduate of Wharton. And I can tell you that I somewhat take offense that there was that connotation made.
It was my impression historically. It certainly isn't mine now.
No, but what I'm saying is I hope others in the community do not feel that way, because this is an incredible group of individuals, and I am very proud being a Marine family. So, and in fact, we just hosted a party on Sunday of 70 Marines, the oldest being 93 and the youngest being 20, just returned from Afghanistan this week. So, good.
Did you want to?
No, I was going to say, any other comments? Go ahead, Bill. Dr. Foster.
I did want to say some things about